July 12th, 3:30 in the morning. The Comet information, the information just keeps changing. I redid a preliminary investigation on it, 101, putting a piece or two or three or four on the table. We just gotta wait to see if it materializes into a red comet. I've covered red tail comets before with ISIN, for example, when JPL, NASA used to have web TV back. This was like 14 years ago, 13 years ago, something like that. Well, they used to have call-in shows. Call-in panels where they used to have a panel. This is unscripted. In other words, I just woke up. I'm like Jonah, having a Jonah episode. Dude, I don't want to do that. Just get on that mic and turn it on, and whatever comes through your mouth is connected. Because I feel so many ancient spirits around me, from the Native American. I see Edgewood College in Madison, Wisconsin, where I live, where that episode that I had, no, not episode, chapter of that 3.5-year-old in the middle of the woods, where I was there praying, talking to the elders in the Indian mounds they have there right by the lake with the full moon in the dark. And then they found that 3.5-year-old boy, lost, missing child. And the rest is history. So I feel the presence of that in me, around me. A white buffalo. Oh, guys, did I have a dream, a vision, dream that my shirt is wet? It was wet like if you jumped in a swimming pool, that kind of sweat. And the vision that woke me, snapped me out of it, had to change shirt, was the hurricane season. It was horrible. And I've done predictions in the past in many sites long gone, like Proxy Horror, which was a bunch of refugees from the Galactic production that when it was sold over, they dumped a bunch of us into this site. Like the Misfits. And we used to post stuff there. We were able to put pictures and express ourselves, We covered the mystery of Babylon. We were way ahead. Yellowstone, I remember mentioning Yellowstone. The next thing they took off years later, decades later, and on and on. But I'm mostly with comets, Mars anomalies, father's rights, how the system, the serpent was riding the beast to destroy the ego from within, and they're gonna do it in 70 years. Nobody's paying attention to them, and here we are on the 70th year. So all that information, and then the bots came in from the other side. I guess they got jealous that we were doing things that was making them look like peons. They destroyed the site with all the information without any warning. Just like the Men's News Daily destroyed all the categories. Everything yo hice para guardar stories of men deleting themselves, of all colors, of all ages, and reading their story of why they did it. So, because back then, not all of them, some of them were reported by the media, and it did leave some sort of trail why that person did what he did. And I documented. It was hundreds. Each story had the same MO. They all went through the family divorce system, child support system. How guys were crucified by the interest rates, paying back the AFDC. Back then it was called welfare. That and interest rate and filing fees. So that's 3, and then you add the child support, which only $1 out of every $2 paid went to the mother. In other words, this uses a sample. If you pay $1, the mother will be lucky to get 50 cents of that dollar. Sometimes they got 40 cents because the rest went into the gobierno, the beast, using Social Security Trust Fund to supply it. In other words, they were being rewarded for each victim. So and then you add the interest rate on that, and then and then add the filing fee. So now you got 6 deductions, and then to put the cherry on the top, you got to pay for the legal costs and all the paternity tests. Even though even though a lot of these guys with the paternity test, they still had to pay because the child was with them for over a year. So the child considered him the stepfather. I mean the father. So a lot of these guys, and then their bank account was basically siphoned out. So this video here is this is not promotion. This is basically a fire chat conversation that I do once in a blue moon, and this is where I just vent and speak in code, speak like the Riddler, because everything I say is it's my opinion only. This is the way to vent, and I'll get to the comet and the reddish, which I left off. So NASA had this. Well, all the top scientists to call in. Or you send a question because you have to register. So Bedfather got up there and said, this is the initial when they first discovered icing. I asked her, what color is the tail of the comet? And they all looked at each other. Remember, we're on TV. This is light TV. I said, red. Okay, thank you. And nobody followed up on that. The comet originally was discovered as a red comet, and this was done in too bad I didn't save that information, or probably I did have that information in Proxy Horror, and it's gone. I mean, this is my third PC since then. Where am I going? Well, this vision, this dream of this horrible, I mean, we see the storms around everybody. What happened in Texas, what happened in New Mexico. We've seen that. It's China. Every other country is having similar or worse of flooding, earthquakes, volcanoes waking up, crops burning, forest fires. Even in Alaska, it's on fire. Looking at the Hopi prophecy, let me go to the Hopi prophecy. Okay, in this video right here, yes, I give myself a thumbs up, trying to push it. Even my own family don't even. Long story. I feel like, okay, in this video right here, the reason I'm going here, let me enlarge it. Let me take it right here. Put the. Okay, I have to stop. You know why? Let me take it to right here. Right here at the. Not until the purifier have left his mark upon the universe. No thing living will go untouched, here or in the heavens. With and upon the earth and in harmony. Remember the Galactic Center musical, mathematical video that I put out? You could just stroll down, you'll see it. It got a Santa Claus with musical notes and the water and the frequency, how also have how the water molecules change with just a thought, with a good thought. But since we have so much, everything's out of balance. In their prophecies, our relatives from the stars are coming home to see how we have fared in our journey. Now, a lot of the prophecies have come true if you study it. I mean, about the webs and the mountainous cities and all that. Now here, okay, this was given out. I know. Oh, they messed up. I can see them right now. Oh, see, that never came true because they May 20th, 2003, 7 years after Comet Hellbop disappeared. So it didn't materialize. So everybody, poo-poo it. They just, it was just a clickbait video. See the date. Now on my the Riddler. On my Job video, thinking of Job, I said it was on May 4th when I made that, I don't say prediction, when I had that insight. I said within the month, a comet will appear out of nowhere. See, I've been on a comet drought for a while, since Comet G3, the wolf, the one I tagged the wolf, basically describing my event, my life, to be honest. Heavy duty stuff because of the date, the same date I was having that crucifixion where I couldn't even get to see the judge on the screen because it was being monitored and the sound was being cut in and off. It was a total setup. And since I had no lawyer because they wanted $15,000 to represent me, just before the trial. So I had to scramble, drop the medical emergency that I had where I was trying to get I missed the foot doctor appointment, which resulted, as many of you know, amputation. And now possibly adios. You know what I mean? And then your eyes, your this, your diabetes out of control, everything, man. I'm so messed up by and then dealing with lawyers, team of lawyers, professionals, and the army of the other side, sending the best of the best to influence the judge, influence the courts, influence this, if that, this, that, and find myself right now in it was a test. See, the other side has to tell you that beforehand they're going to do this and that. That's the law of God, the creator. So does the other side, the light side, has to tell, hey, this is a test, and they'll look at you before, because now you said it. Just when I met this female Blanca lawyer, young girl, who just happened to be married to the same race, Dominican, as my ex, and she's a lawyer, was a lawyer, but her daughter's a lawyer, same university as the staff, sorority girls. They're all connected. Getting back to this May the 20th. So I made that prophecy. You see how I'm jumping? Okay, well, he's happy in one of these episodes. Just think of me as a comedian up on the stage. Okay? I have to speak like this. If I was to speak normal. So that date, May 20th, and I made a prediction. Well, look at the year's off. It was off. Because according to this the new data, July 7th, JPL solution, that first observe was change. First observe. So they're going on a 45-day basis now. This is source JPL. Now we look at the current one right here. Let's look at the current one. We saw the observation, I just didn't mention it. Yeah, right there. This is the 11th. This is today. Up to 419 observation. First observe on May 22nd. I'm keeping an eye on this right here, guys. I still don't got no code. This data keeps changing. This is basically your coma magnitude, diameter, M1. It's just a whole bunch of the loop. It's still missing some data. I mean, I could go on this information, but the date, I just want to establish the date. And I'll check the coma diameter. This from Australia. So I've been checking out the Australian sites, the German sites, the South American sites, Japanese sites. I mean, all top sites. I'm like, I watch them. I listen to them. They're getting the wrong information, for example, from which one was it? The Australian site. Hey, this information the MPC is putting out puts me in the constellation of Taurus, the coordinates. So luckily they're getting all ready. They're going through all these mistakes, errors before when all these, they're not amateurs to me, man. These are professionals. When this date happened right here, on the 14th to the 26th, we'll have no moon. So then now they could focus. Also, the Hubble is scheduled, I think it was on the 21st. It's a schedule for the Hubble telescope to take a look. Because right now you can't see nothing because you got the full moon. I showed you the video before, the last video I just did about how you can't see. I mean, you got probably, who knows, thousands of compilers. Okay, now we can move. All over the place. We're seeing falling stars. We're seeing meteorites. We're seeing this. We're seeing that. But when the lights turn off, and all of a sudden you can see the trillions and billions of stars and galaxies, now it makes it easier to take a look at this visitor. And also on the 12th to the 24th of August. And then we got the 10th to September, when it's getting to the constellation Virgo, where I have that information on, what was it, October 1st, 2nd, 3rd, when it's by the foot, the Virgin Mother, the foot of Virgo, with the red comet, the comet of war, and what root, whatever, it's information that I plucked out of him, them, whatever. If you look at the ancient history on these constellations from the Magi point of view, each one has a story. Each one has, man, too bad the book of Alexandria didn't survive, because that's where they got their information. So once the lights are turned off, all these scopes now, they're getting the right coordinates, they're fixing it up, they're getting ready. You're going to have an army of astronomers, the big boys, and what I mean by the big boys, like the Hubble, all these big observatories, like in Chile, in Canary Islands, in Europe, in Arizona, I'm missing one or two, darn it. All these telescopes are going to be able to aim up now. Now we can zoom in. By that time, it won't be close to 4.4 AUs from Earth. One AU is 93 million miles. In other words, it's going to the Earth, going to the sun. That's 93. Now we return back. That's 2 AUs, and back to Earth. And then we go back to the sun. That's 3 AUs. Then from the sun, we return back to Earth. 4 trips. Now that's 4 AUs. That's what 4 AUs. So right now, when they first discovered, it was 4 AUs. Okay, and it was a magnitude 18.8, which is like trying to find a grain of sand looking from a plane from above. I know I'm exaggerating. It's not that dramatic. But now, when it gets like 3 AUs, now, and then when the magnitude drops to, let's say, 16 or 15, because the original plot, the brightest it was supposed to get, originally, 15 magnitude. And now, we don't know. It can have an outburst, just like 29p has a certain other outburst. We got photographs at 29p. It gets an outburst, it gets it into 12, 13. And the orbit of 29p is 1 AU away from Jupiter. That's the orbit of 29p. These are things equations that are, here I am, and I just jump like crazy back to this. But I just want to put this out. This guy set this up yesterday. It's really cool. You ought to check it out. And it has updated information. In other words, we're all getting ready when we can start seeing it. Like, when was it, next week? I will show the dates when there's no moon. Now we could get the eyes on it. This thing they put together, and it's still working on it. It's still working on it. They got this. I didn't even know about this information here. 4 comets. Wow. I got the one with 217p. How close they're going to be. So here's a lot of stuff. Okay, now I'm being played with. I just lost control. I just lost control of the computer. Let me get away from here. Okay. Where was I going to go? Yeah, so that's the tool. This was the JPL. That's on the 7. The other one, look how it jumped from observation. That's a low number. I'm going to tell you something. That observation number, there was a comet, McNutt, the one with the long tail in Australia. You can see it. It basically covered 1/3, 1/4 of the sky. It was the most observation it got was 360 something. And I'll provide that data. It's already 362. I know the biggest, I think, was 8,000, and that was Comet Halley. But that was 100 and something years observation. Where was I going? So let's go here. See how I dropped this other story? Because this keeps changing. Okay, and where is it now? Okay, it's at 4.1 AUs from the sun. Because this is the sun. Because this is the closest when you get to perihelion, 1.3. This is the Earth right here. Nearest approach. Perihelion. So from 4. So pretty soon it'll be under 3 points. This is July 12th. Pretty soon it'll be under or at 3.3 AUs. That's better than a 4 AU when it first was discovered. The chances now with the night sky coming up on, when was it? The 14th to the 20 something. So hopefully this will be under 3 AUs, maybe 2.99. You know, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. And hopefully the magnitude is still 17.2 today. Hopefully once eyes are on it, hopefully it'll be 16 or 15 or 15 plus to 16 in the 16 range, which is still difficult, still far away. But hey, I'd rather have a 15, 16 and this under 3 AUs than 18.8 and this being 4 AUs. Okay, this was the original. Now they modified it, and now I remember this when it first came out. The most it was going to get was a 15 point blah blah. Now it's up to 11 point under, before 11.5. So this could be subject to change if it has an outburst. Let's see what else I want to talk about. Oh, matter of fact, let's check out the Coma's red. Not the Coma. Yeah, the Coma diameter. That's like the shell. Be nice to know how big it is. Let's see if they have the data here. Well, let me put it on pause for a second. Okay, here's a cool set right here. Just have to go to recent observation. And right now, July 10th, it's 17.3 China remote. And let's see if the others. This was on the 9th. And they got the Coma diameter at 0.2. Let's check out the others. Yeah, this one had a 0.4. Now we got to figure out the angle, the distance, all that equation to get an idea what the size is. Let me put on pause. Okay, have to right here. See right here in JPL. This is the current. This is right now. This is the distance to the sun. So that'll be cool. Break that 3 point to 2.9 before we get all those eyes on it. So we're looking at this distance right here. Boy, he's asking a simple question. I mean, they give me another book. I'd say, what is the size of this new data? That's the site we just left. Code 0.2. And it just went on and on and on. I'm just trying to get to the what's the size, but then we got to have the equations, the distance, the stuff that I talked about, the perimeter, blah blah blah. Blah. I mean, just get to the point. To the point. This is the physical diameter. In other words, how do I put this? Like the bubble, like a shell, like the Coma. And I like, maybe I gave you the number because of these numbers keep 333 popped up. I say, I will come back later with the new data. Bye. and I had to go get the number, the exact numbers. I said, damn. So I copied, paste the number from the JPL, the value, the stigma, the this, the that, the this. Okay. And then it referred to the M. These are equations. I said, just give me final answer in kilometer at 4 AUs. Okay. I had to ask it, is the comet still red? You're asking about the color of the interstellar blah blah blah, and is it still red? That's what I want to know. And then it shows all these observatory with the pictures, reports showing the coma. The red color is likely stable, and it's like the tail could change. Why is the coma red? The color is this due to dust composition. Like what happened to ice and then the others? But I just want to know about the coma diameter at this arc minute. It's about this size at 4 AU. Okay, that's not big. That's not big. Are you crazy? I mean, you know how big the planet, Earth is. I know it's the outer shell. I have that information also, but I just don't want to go look it up. 27,000 miles. I mean kilometers. That's bigger than Earth. That's bigger than Mars. That's the outer shell. Some of this don't make no sense in the way I'm jumping. So I asked her one simple question, and I did modify. I know I did. Okay, is the tail red? You're asking it. Now it's not. Talked about the other ones that had red tail. I got to put Ison. Ison had a red tail in the beginning. Do you think might stay red? You're asking the la 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 la. In other words, not certain. It could change. 17,326 miles. Has a physical diameter of approximately 17,326 miles. What is the physical diameter of approximately 17 in kilometers? Okay, 27,879 kilometers. When will 3I reach 3 AUs from Earth? Date. It goes through the equation. I'm just trying to get the... So supporting July 18th. That's when the skies... When the skies are... new moon? No, new moon. So when it's perfect. So that puts it right in the window. On July 18th, we'll reach at 3 AU. So right after that date, it'll probably be at 2.9999. But still, good. That's good. So on this date, we'll be able to view it better. And I just went on and on and on. So let me end here. We'll get back. Get a hold of me. There's a mail right here. Message. And oh yeah. I put it before I leave. I put this poll out right here. I put a poll. Please, only got 8 votes. Poll. What do you think 3I Atlas object in space is? Unknown is at 50. Yes, it's a comet, 38. I don't know, 13% out of 8 votes. So far, the majority thinks it's an unknown object. So that answered the May question. I just found that coincidental that during that video Job, the May, within a month, it actually was discovered in May. A lot of you don't know that. Oh, they didn't study the data, but it was discovered. It was first observed. Now they're going back to the archive. Man, how the hell we missed this one? Oh, I don't know. So there it is. I mean, we got prophecies from... I already have a sense.